You ready? Let's go. 2-minute daily devo for Tuesday, May 11th. I'm in the Contemporary English Version today, and our verse of the day comes from the book of Psalms, chapter 19. Give you a little background here before we get to our verse of the day. This is another psalm that was written by David. And as we've talked about before, David was a worshiper. David loved to write songs about how amazing God was, how awesome God is, to thank God for all that he's done. And this is really a pattern that you and I should have when we go to God in prayer. We should tell God, God, you're amazing. Thank you for this. I can't believe you've done this. You're awesome. And this is exactly what David does. The first verse here says this: the heavens keep telling the wonders of God, and the skies declare what he's done. David's looking up at the sky, and he's just in awe of all that God has done and all that God has made. And he keeps going on and worshiping God. And then he gets to our verse of the day in verse 7. Here's what it says. It says, the law of the Lord is perfect. It gives us new life. His teachings last forever, and they give wisdom to ordinary people. David then goes on to talk here about how amazing God's word is. And he's absolutely right. Every word out of the Bible is absolutely true and absolutely perfect. God's word is something that is life-changing, and it says that. It says here that it gives us new life. You could have been living a life one way, and then when you found Christ, your life totally changed. The Bible talks about how in Jesus we are new creations. The Bible is what gives us life. God's word gives us life. And it says here that his teaching lasts forever. There's another verse in the Bible that says, though the grass withers and the flowers fade, the words of our God will last forever. And they have. God's word has lasted for thousands of years, and it has not changed, and it's continued to give us life. And it says here that it gives wisdom to ordinary people. God's word is wisdom, and it causes us to come alive and see this is how we should live. This is what we should do. God's words give us wisdom on how to live our lives. And as I've said before, God's word is where you find true peace, true joy, true blessings, true life. So I want to encourage you today. This is why you watch these devos. This is why we need to spend time in God's word, to see the perfection of God's word, but then to see how it breathes life into us, that it gives us the path that we should live, how we should live, what we should say, what we should do. And it makes us wise. Ordinary people like myself, it makes me wise. It makes you wise. So I want to encourage you today. Spend time in God's word. All right? I'll talk to you tomorrow.